Hassel Times, and today we'll be talking about child labor in the United States. The problem of child labor in the United States began in the 20th century, and now they're trying to hide the fact that they are still benefiting from children in need in the work environment. Today, we'll be talking about the child labor problem, how it might be coming back, and why America is still trying to hide the history of their child abuse. In the early 20th century, a man named Louis Weeks Hine was traveling to the United States and taking pictures with his camera. At the University of Maryland, more than 5,400 pictures taken by Louis Weeks Hine were observed, and a lot of the pictures included the children working at factories. The collection of these black and white photographs represents an ended era and an embarrassing history that many Americans might imagine they have left behind. By the late 19th century, many U.S. states had passed laws limiting the age of child laborers and determining maximum working hours, but these laws did not do much between 1890 and 1910. 18% of children aged 10 to 15 were employed. Who's Louis Weeks Hine? Louis Weeks Hine was a teacher who worked in an ethical cultural school in New York City. Between 1903 and 1908, he and his students photographed immigrants at Ellis Island. Hine believed that the future of the United States depended on its identity as a nation of immigrants. Based on his work, the National Child Labor Committee, which defended child labor laws, hired Hine to document the living and working conditions of American children. Along with photographic records, Louis Weeks Hine collected his subjects' personal stories, including their ages and ethnicities. He documented their working lives, such as their typical hours and any injuries or diseases they incurred as a result of their labor. Louis considered himself an investor with a camera. Now we will talk about how child labor might be coming back to America. There's a piece of news going around that says child labor is still being used in America, and this seems to be accurate. The number of children working in the United States increased by 37% between 2015 and 2022. In the last 2 years, 14 states have introduced or enacted laws rolling back regulations on children's working hours. Employability was achieved, restrictions on risky work were reduced, and sub-minimum wages were legalized for young people. Law now allows those as young as 14 to work in industrial laundries. At age 16, they can take jobs in roofing, construction, excavation, and demolition, and can operate power-driven machinery. 14 years olds can now even work night shifts, and once they hit 15, can join assembly lines. All of this was illegal not so long ago. Recently, the Labor Department found more than 100 children between the age of 13 and 17 working in meatpacking plants and slaughterhouses in Minnesota and Nebraska. Moreover, those were anything but fly-by-night operations. Companies like Tyson Foods and Packer Sanitation Services, which is owned by Blackstone, the world's largest asset management firm, were also on the list. At this point, virtually the entire economy is remarkably open to child labor. Cloth factories and auto parts manufacturers employ immigrant kids, some for 12 hours a day. Many are compelled to drop out of school just to keep up. Similarly, Hyundai and Kia's supply chains depend on children working in Alabama. So far, we have covered child labor in America and why the American government tries to hide this from the public. America is one of the most powerful countries in the entire world, and child labor is an unacceptable crime. Enslaving civilians by following a racist policy and using children for hard work isn't in accordance with human rights. The United States needs people to work so their economy does not crash. People who live in the United States have a high rate of unemployment, and the government is trying to find people to work in hard jobs like mining, working in factories, and much more. And children are forced to do this hard work. And it doesn't end here. Majority of the children who are forced to work don't even receive proper payment from their employees for the hard work that they're doing. And in conclusion, we covered the approach to child labor in the United States, the reason why it is covered up, and how child labor is slowly reintroduced back into the regulations in the United States and therefore into the society. And this is the end. Please like our video and consider subscribing. As always, it was Hadsel Times.